All right, so are you ready? Today, we're going deep, deep into meme coins.
Deep diving.
Yeah, especially this one that's, well, everybody's talking about it. CheekyChimpInferno.
Oh yeah, CCI.
CCI, that's the one. You know those cryptocurrencies? They just they spring up from, like, internet memes, and somehow everyone's like, whoa, this is amazing.
Yeah, it really is kind of crazy how they go from a joke to like serious money, seemingly overnight.
Yeah, and we've got some sources here claiming that the CCI is about to like explode using all the buzzwords, hyper-deflationary, community-driven, viral potential. I mean, come on. Are these just empty words like just to pump up the price? I'm a little skeptical.
Well, yeah, a healthy dose of skepticism is always good in the crypto
Yeah,
world.
sure, for sure.
Maybe we should like break down each of these claims, one by one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so hyper-deflationary, that refers to the design of the token. So with each transaction, a certain percentage is burned, like permanently removed.
Okay, so like a digital version of burning dollar bills, but hopefully less illegal.
Right.
But how exactly does CCI handle this? Is it like more effective than other methods we've seen?
Yeah, that's the question, right? So while a lot of meme coins use this token burning thing, CCI seems to have a much more aggressive approach, I guess.
Okay.
So they're implementing this like tiered burning mechanism, right? Where the percentage that gets burned actually increases as the total supply decreases. So theoretically, this should accelerate scarcity and could lead to like faster price appreciation.
Okay, so they're trying to make those tokens as rare as, I don't know, a diamond-encrusted banana.
Exactly.
But what about the community? The sources are saying CCI is community-driven. We've seen that with other meme coins, but what makes this one any different?
Well, that's where things get interesting. So CCI isn't just relying on like a general, meme loving community. They've actually been working to like build these niche communities, around specific interests like gaming or digital art.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and this could create a much more dedicated and resilient base, less susceptible to, just fleeting internet trends.
Gotcha. So instead of just appealing to the masses, they're building these like smaller, more passionate tribes.
Exactly.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, it's a clever strategy. This targeted approach could be like key to their long-term success.
Right.
It's less about riding this wave of general hype and more about making a sustainable ecosystem.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. But let's be real. I mean, hype plays a huge role in this meme coin world.
For sure.
How is CCI like generating this viral potential that everyone's going on about?
Well, they're definitely not shying away from like the meme culture.
Right.
They've put out these hilarious, almost absurd memes, and they're spreading like wildfire on social media.
Oh, I've seen those, yeah.
Yeah, but what's interesting is like they're partnering with influencers beyond the usual crypto circles. They're tapping into these communities with huge followings in, art, music, even fashion.
So they're going way beyond the like crypto echo chamber.
Exactly.
That's really smart. But will it be enough? I mean, didn't we see this with like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu?
Oh, yeah.
What lessons can we learn from them?
Well, I mean, Dogecoin, that showed us the power of community, right?
For sure.
And viral marketing. And Shiba Inu, that showed how important even in the meme space.
So it's not just about like funny memes. It's about crafting like a whole narrative.
A narrative.
That resonates, yeah. And how does CCI stack up? Are they just copying what's been done, or are they doing something new?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And to answer that, we need to look at how they're launching this thing.
Okay, yeah, let's get into that. The sources mention no pre-sale, no VC dumpers. We hear those all the time. But what do they actually mean for CCI?
So no pre-sale, that means the team didn't offer tokens to early investors at a discount before the, public launch.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, some projects do to generate hype and funding early on.
Right. But then those early investors, they just dump their tokens when the price goes up.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like pulling the rug out from under everyone else.
Yeah, that's that whole rug pull thing. And that's where the no VC dumpers comes in. CCI says they have no involvement with venture capitalists, who are sometimes known for their aggressive investment strategies.
Gotcha. So they're trying to create a fair system. Everyone has an equal chance to get in.
Yeah, a level playing field.
Which makes sense. It builds trust.
Exactly.
But how do they get enough momentum without the usual pre-launch, hype?
They're going all in on organic community growth. They're focused on building a loyal following through, engagement online, creating content, even holding events, interactive events within those niche communities we were talking about.
Right.
So it's less about manufactured hype and more about, genuine excitement from the ground up.
Interesting. It seems like they're playing the long game here.
They are. It's a gamble, but it could pay off big time if they can keep this momentum going.
Okay, I'm starting to see why people are so excited about CCI. But before I get too carried away, what about the risks? I mean, not every meme coin becomes Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, right?
Oh, absolutely not. And that's where we have to separate the hype from the reality. And that's what we'll dig into next.
All right, so we've heard the claims, we've talked about the strategies, but now let's get real about the risks. Because this CCI thing, I mean, it sounds compelling, but meme coins, they can be volatile, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a really important point. You're right. They often lack the underlying utility, the technological innovation that we see in more established cryptos. Their value is really driven by just sentiment, and sentiment that can change like that.
So what are we looking at here risk-wise with CCI specifically? I mean, are we talking the dreaded rug pull?
Well, a rug pull is definitely one of the risks with any new project, especially, in the meme coin world. It's basically when the developers, they just abandon the project
Right.
and take off with everyone's money.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So how can we even tell if this is legit or if they're just setting us up for that?
Transparency is key. Look for evidence of a committed team, developers who have a clear plan for the future.
Okay.
Are they actually engaging with the community? Are they addressing concerns, providing updates? Those are good signs.
So look beyond the memes, basically.
Right.
Look at their actions, how they communicate.
Exactly.
Are there any, specific red flags we should be watching out for?
Yeah, definitely be wary if their website doesn't have much info about the team, their experience, their vision, or vague promises about, future utility without actual concrete plans. That's not a good sign.
Got it. Okay. So transparency, clear roadmap, that's essential. What about, market manipulation? I mean, meme coins get accused of being pump and dump schemes all the time.
Right.
How do we know if this is truly community-driven or if there are, whales behind the scenes ready to cash out?
That's tough to know for sure. It's important to look at, how the tokens are distributed.
Okay.
If a huge chunk of the tokens are held by just a few wallets, that could mean there's potential for market manipulation.
So we need to do some detective work.
A little bit, yeah. Look at the token distribution, see if there's anything fishy going on.
What are some tools? How do we even do that?
Blockchain explorers, those are your friend.
Okay.
Websites like Etherscan, they let you track transactions, wallet balances, all that on-chain data. It can give you some really valuable insights.
Got it. Blockchain explorers, transparency, solid roadmap, community engagement. Those are all key things to look at. But even if CCI checks all those boxes, we still have to deal with the volatility of meme coins, right?
Oh, absolutely. Even the best ones, they can go through these wild price swings, speculation, market sentiment. It all plays a role. It makes some really risky investments.
So it's a bit like riding a roller coaster in the dark.
Yeah.
You might get to those exciting heights, but you could also plummet down without any warning.
That's a pretty good analogy, and it highlights how important it is to only invest what you can afford to lose.
Very wise words. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the risks, but what about the potential upside? What could a successful future look like for CCI? Could this really be more than just, a passing meme?
That's the million-dollar question, right? It all comes down to whether CCI can turn this initial hype into lasting value. If they actually deliver on their promises, build a strong community, maybe even develop some real-world use for the token.
They could actually make a real market in the crypto world.
Yeah, exactly. They could go from, a cheeky little meme to a serious player.
Okay, so a lot to think about here. Potential, risks, big unknowns. Let's bring this back to our listener. What are the key takeaways here? What should they really focus on as they're navigating all this CCI hype?
The most important thing, I think, is to be critical, to be informed. Don't just let the memes and the hype cloud your judgment.
So don't just jump in because it's fun or everyone else is doing it.
No. Do your own research. Look beyond the surface. Really dig into the project's fundamentals. Use those blockchain explorers we talked about. Look at the token distribution. See how transparent the team is. Is there a clear roadmap?
And remember, investing in meme coins or any cryptocurrency, it carries risk. Only invest what you can afford to lose.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's about balancing the potential rewards with, a clear understanding of the risks.
Great advice. Well, we've unpacked the hype, looked at the risks, explored the potential. What's next on our Cheeky Chimp agenda?
Let's move from theory to practice. Let's give our listeners some concrete steps they can take to evaluate CCI, really make an informed decision.
All right, so we've talked about all the hype around CCI, the potential risks and rewards, but let's get practical here. If our listener's thinking, this CCI thing sounds interesting, what should they do next?
Well, first things first, they got to do their homework, right?
Right.
Don't just take our word for it or, believe some random meme on Twitter.
Yeah.
Go to the project's website, read that white paper, see what they're saying on social media like Twitter and Discord.
So go beyond the surface level, the memes, the marketing, really see what's underneath. What should they be looking for specifically?
Okay, so a few key areas. First, the team.
Okay.
Who are these people? What's their background? What kind of experience do they have? Have they done other projects? A strong team, a transparent team, that's so important.
Yeah, it's like, before you have surgery, you want to know your surgeon's good, right?
Exactly.
I know.
Tokenomics.
Yeah.
We talked about that burning mechanism, but there's more to it. How many tokens are there total? How are they distributed? Are there any rules in place to stop those whales from, messing with the market?
Yeah. It's like reading the fine print before you sign anything.
Exactly.
You got to know the rules of the game.
Yep.
Anything else for our research checklist?
Definitely check out the roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
What are their plans for the future? Milestones, partnerships. A good roadmap shows they've got a vision, they're in it for the long haul.
So it's not just a funny name and some monkey memes.
Right.
What about the community? We've talked about how important that is, but how can our listener tell if the CCI community is like the real deal?
Spend some time in their online spaces,
Right.
read those Discord channels, see what people are saying on Twitter, get a feel for the vibe. Is it genuine excitement, real engagement, or is it just a bunch of bots and paid hype?
Got to separate the real from the fake.
Ex-
Good advice. Okay, let's say our listener has done all their research, they've weighed the risks and the potential, they're ready to jump in. What's the best way to invest in CCI?
First things first, remember, this is risky, especially with meme coins. Never invest more than you can afford to lose.
That's so important. Crypto is volatile, meme coins even more so.
Yeah, this is not for the risk averse.
So where do they actually buy these CCI tokens?
Well, CCI is pretty new, so it might not be on those big centralized exchanges yet.
Yeah.
You'll probably need to use a decentralized exchange, a DEX.
Okay, for those who don't know, what's a DX? How is it different from those centralized exchanges?
Sure, so the centralized exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, they're like the middleman. They handle the trades between buyers and sellers.
Right.
Decentralized exchanges, they run on blockchain technology, so it's all peer-to-peer.
Oh, interesting.
No central authority.
That's like trading directly with someone else.
Exactly. DXs give you more privacy, more control over your funds, but they can be a little trickier to use. And sometimes they have lower liquidity, meaning it might be harder to buy or sell large amounts.
Good to know. Any DXs you recommend for CCI?
You can check out Uniswap or PancakeSwap. They're popular, they usually have good liquidity, and the interfaces are pretty user-friendly.
Great recommendations. Any last words of wisdom for our listener as they venture into the world of CCI?
Just remember, the crypto world, it's always changing. What's hot today could be gone tomorrow. Stay informed, be careful, and don't be afraid to, switch up your strategies as things change.
Solid advice. Well, we've covered a lot, from the hype to the risks to giving our listener the knowledge they need to decide about CCI. It's been a wild ride.
It has, but that's what makes crypto so exciting, right? It's unpredictable, it's full of potential, and, if you're willing to dive in, there's a lot to explore.
And that is what the deep dive is all about. Stay curious, stay informed, and always, always do your own research before you invest. Until next time.